Hey guys, it's Mr. Rysz here again. So this is going to be part 4 of the video. With this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a variable and how to make a conditional statement. So let's get this started. Let me screen share the Scratch project. So I have it right now. When you click on different icons, it will say different things and do different actions. And I don't want to click on that guy because we already know he's going to say and talk a lot. All right, so next thing, I need a fifth fact here, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting too. As long as the person clicks all 4 of them, they maybe get this fifth and secret fact. Okay, so I'm going to make some variables here, and I'm just going to click on the music guy. That'd be my first. And I'm going to click variables here, and I'm going to make a variable. Actually, no, I'm going to click make a variable. Variable name, I'm going to put music var, and this will work for all sprites. So that means it's going to be a global. So what we're going to do first, actually, well, we're going to add this. So we're going to set music var from 0 to 1. So yeah, set. Now we could change it. So if you wanted to be a score, we could change it by 1. So that would increase it by 1. We could do other different things. So this is almost going to be like true false. If you notice too at this screen here, we do have this variable that shows up. We can actually click this icon in the corner and that will show it and hide it. I'm going to leave it on here so we can use it to debug, but we have it to 1. Okay, well, I'm going to do the same thing for the rest. So I'm going to make another variable here called football var, yeah, for all sprites. And I'm going to say, okay, when we click here, we'll set this to 1. We are going to do the same thing with the food. Oh, make food var for variable. I'm going to set that to 1. Double check, did I do set? Yeah, I did. Okay. And then we got a wizard here. Wizard var. And we'll set wizard var. Let me double check I did all those. So do I got food var, football, music? Okay. So what happens now as I click, we go through this. I'll actually stop and refresh it here. All right, see the football went up to 1. Wizard went to 1. Food 1 to 1. If I click them again, it's not changing at all. And then the music, you get to hear the audio again.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to Led Zeppelin too.
Ooh, okay, there we go. It changes after the audio. Okay, so we got those set. So it would be great if something right now could happen. So if we think about what we just said, it'd be great if something could happen if all those were 1. So that if right there is a conditional statement. And we want to check it at the beginning. So what I'm going to do too here is to make sure that this can reset every time we start the game. So if we go back to sprite 1, actually this could be really on any sprite. Just thinking how Scratch works is if we put an event here, I just always like to put everything on this main sprite because he's our main dude here, is when the flag is click, I'm going to go back to our variables. I'll set the food variable back to 0. So let's see if I can set all those variables back to 0. So football, music, and wizard. So if we see, click on those, they're all on 1. If I click this button here, it goes through. In fact, what you can also do here, like let's say that's the center. Well, I can even too like reset this picture here. So motion, we'll set him to go to that spot there that he's at. So if the game moves around, he's playing the game, he clicks on a couple things, go through. Now when I click the green flag button, he goes back to 0. So that's a good like reset. Okay, so we want to make a conditional statement here. Now this conditional statement is something of an event that's going to happen once we have all 4. So I'm going to make an event. And this is like a procedure here. And I think that would be the best way to do this. I'm going to make an event called check for all four. And I'm on, let's see, I'll make sure I undo this. So I don't want to do this when this guy is clicked. I want to do it after each time I click these. So this event will be the same. We'll just duplicate it for each one. So I'm going to go to the music guy here. So when I click the music, we're going to broadcast the music talk. So he's going to say something. He's going to switch them around. He'll play the Led Zeppelin song. We'll change the music video, but we're going to broadcast a new message here. It's going to be check for all four. Okay. And I'm going to.
Yeah, I like to listen to Led Zeppelin too.
Why did I do that one? All right. Actually, I didn't want to do it there. Delete. I'm going to put that command here on all of them. So on football, we're going to broadcast check for all four, check for all four, check for all four. So now going back to the main guy here is I'm going to do the when I receive check for all four. So when we get the check for all four, so if I click on this guy here, he does the dance. He actually broadcasts the check for all four command, but there's no code for it to work. So I'm going to make the code here. Now I want the code to only work if all of these are equal to 1. So I'm going to use nested conditionals because I have 4. We could do else statements, but let's see, is if. I'm going to go through and I'll click my variables. Oh, and actually I got to do math here. So math is like we're using logic or ands or ors. In fact, I don't have to do it. Oh, I can do this a couple different ways here. So I'm going to do a nested one because I can duplicate it pretty quickly. So variables, I'm going to pick my food variable. So first I see is if the food variable is equal to 1, then I'm going to actually duplicate this here. Control C, Control V. I'm going to check to see if the, oh, I can't just change that one there. Oh, shucks. The football variable is equal to 1. And then I could do if the music variable is equal to 1. And then if the wizard variable. So this is called a nested conditional because all these ifs are nested, or like if you think of them like a burrito or a sandwich, they're all inside of each other. We could have also done just operators by clicking conditional statements like ands or ors, and I could have picked is the food variable equal to 1 and then even put ands inside of ands. This is pretty simple here. We don't need to worry about simplicity or anything like that, trying to save data space. So this will work. So if all this happens here, then what do we want to happen? Well, maybe this is where I'm going to have a secret image here pop up. So what I'm going to do here is I want to make all these disappear so you can see my final secret image. So I'm going to click on these sprites here. Actually, no, I don't want to click on the sprites. I'm getting my programs. I'm going to make some things hide. So, all right, I guess I would have to broadcast. Oh man, I'm thinking about all these procedures here. Sometimes this is what you run into. You have an idea of what you want to do and you have to adjust to everything. So if I click show or hide, if I click hide here, this will only make this sprite hide. So I need to make all of these hide. So I'm going to have to make events here. So I'll make an event that's called hide all. So here we go, an event, broadcast, new message, hide all. And I got to just go through these guys. Okay, when we receive hide all, we're going to hide. And that means it's just going to go away. And I'm going to duplicate this, Control C, Control V. I actually think you can click and drag them. In fact, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to duplicate this. I think you can drag that onto there. Oh, did that actually go to the wizard then? Oh no, it didn't. Control C, Control V works. Okay, so when all these happens, it's going to make all of those disappear. In fact, now I'm thinking about it, I need probably make an event called show all to make sure it gets reset. New message, show all. Go back to music. Actually duplicate this, and I can change this to show all and get rid of the hide. And go to show. And we'll Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay, so when we reset, they all go away. So let's test this out right here. In fact, I'm going to change these variables to all disappear unless there's an error. I don't need to see those. And I'm going to move this guy around, see if we can see what happens here. So I click the wizard, click the food, click the music.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to Led Zeppelin 2.
Oh, and that was all 4 of them. So they all disappeared. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is to have a sprite that was hidden and have it pop up and say the last secret thing. So I think you guys will know how to do that. That's the exact same way that we do it here. And I'm going to pause the video now. And the last step is just going over and making sure we have a nice functioning project that meets all the criteria. So I'm going to end this video now. You guys keep it up. I'm excited to see what you guys make. Here we go. Come on.